to Crochet After Dark, podcast episode number 10. My name's April, and if you're new here, on this podcast, I love to share with you all things yarn and crochet related. Today, I have one finished object to show you, and I'll give you an update on 3 of my works in progress. Let's get started. For my finished object, I finally finished my corner to corner blanket. What I love about this blanket is the way that I worked it up. I did 5 rows of the gray and the white, and then a row of blue. And by adding this blue, I was able to carry the yarn all the way up the sides, which really turned out nicely for me. So it's a nice, decent sized baby blanket. It's probably 38 or 40 by 40. And then for the edging, what I decided to try was I wanted something fairly simple and quick to work up, but also not too holey or intricate. So what I did was just kind of like the granny clusters. If you were to, it's a 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. And so it works all the way around, and it kind of gives almost like a shark tooth appearance, in my opinion. So I don't think it's gender specific, so that way this blanket could be great for a boy or a girl. And this blanket's going to be donated to Project Linus, but I really like how that border came out. And then on the corners, instead of wrapping it around the corner, I just made sure that one ended here and then started a new one here. And I think that came out really great. So this is my finished object. This is a corner to corner blanket. And I'll post a pattern page for this at some point, and when I do, it'll be in the description below, but it is just a standard corner to corner pattern using the block stitch. And then I'll also write up what I did for the border just in case somebody wants to do something similar. And I really think this one could be great with any accent color. So I think it could be yellow or pink or mint green, or even playing up, instead of doing a neutral white and gray, you could, for example, maybe do pink and yellow and white as the accent color, and that would be kind of like a pink lemonade type blanket. That would be really cute too. So this is my finished object for the week. Let's have a look at my works in progress. First up is that filet crochet blanket that I've designed, and I'm about halfway done with it now. Actually, let me turn it so that you can, we're starting to get a little bit further along. So this is working from the bottom up. I think it's still a little bit difficult to see what the pattern is, but again, I'm about halfway done. So far, I'm really liking the way that it's turning out. Now, this is the first time that I've used an ombre yarn to do the filet crochet. I've only ever done the Be Happy blanket, which used a solid yellow and a solid metallic white. And I thought the definition was a little bit better on that one, but this is also using a size J 6mm hook, and hindsight being 2020, I think I would have done this in a 5.5mm hook just to have everything a little bit more tighter. This is a really nice drapey blanket, and I think it's going to be the perfect kind of size and shape for a toddler, but it's not giving me as great stitch definition as I would like. But again, it's about halfway done. I've been trying to, when I sit down to work on it, do about 5 rows every time I sit down. The rows take about 10 minutes each. So if I want to sit down for an hour, I can get about 5 rows. But it's been really fun to work on, and hopefully I'll have it done in the next couple of weeks. My second work in progress is this purple Fields blanket. I finally started working on it again. This is using Bernat Softy Baby in a variety of different colors, and it's using the blanket stitch. So with a 5mm hook, it's working up kind of slow. Basically, the stitch is single crochet and then 2 doubles, and then single crochet and 2 doubles. But I love how it's got texture on both sides. I don't know if you can see that, but on both sides we have the same texture. So it's going to make a really nice reversible blanket. So this is, I'm calling this one right now Purple Fields, but this is another work in progress that I've been trying to get done, or at least worked on this week. The final blanket I have to show you is this panel blanket. Now the panels use the sprinkle stitch, and then They're joined together in the middle, and I've just started the edging. So the edging has rows of mesh here, and then another row of puff stitches. There's lots and lots of puff stitches in this blanket. So I just have to finish up the edging on this one. This is a vintage pattern, so I've tried to follow it exactly as the pattern I found describes, but it's from the 1915-16 era, I believe. So it's really old. It's not really written in the way that we write patterns now, so it's kind of hard to figure out. And also some of the things that they did didn't make sense. Like when we're adding these puff stitches, we add them to the sides and then come back and add along the top, and you can see here it kind of dips down. And I think if I were designing the pattern, I would have done that a little bit differently, just so that it came out more straight as you went across. The other thing is I've really struggled with getting my tension right. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, this border's really kind of wavy, and I would have preferred it be straight. So the last part of this blanket pattern calls for a super intricate kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but almost like the top of a church or a temple shape of lacy edge. And I really think with the way that it's ruffling now, that's probably going to be a little bit too much. So I think what I'm going to do is finish this round of puff stitches. It's almost done. And then I think I'm just going to come back and put the shells in between each puff stitch, just a basic shell, and call that done. And then I do still want to do that really pretty edging on something, maybe on my purple Fields blanket, that would be good, or just another project so that I could experiment with that intricate edging, but I don't think this is going to be the right project for it, at least not the way that I worked it up. Now, keeping in mind that originally they probably wanted to use cotton or some other thinner type yarn, and I'm using a number 4 worsted weight acrylic, so that may be why I'm having some of the difficulties with this pattern that I am. But it should be done by next week, and so I'll be sure to show you the finished project. That's all I have for today. So until next time, keep calm and crochet on.